Reactions are trailing the rescheduled UTME examination via the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board across designated centers. Some candidates expressed disappointment over technical disruptions in parts of Owerri, the Imo State capital. Prince Uba has the story.
Earlier in the week, the registrar of JAMB attributed the mass failure recorded in the 2025 UTME to technical errors that affected over 379,000 candidates, particularly in Lagos and Imo states, prompting the rescheduled examination.
No.
While the exercise proceeded smoothly in some centers across Owerri, it was a different story at the JAMB office, where the mood was one of disappointment and anxiety. Many candidates, some of whom traveled long distances, reported that their systems abruptly shut down due to network glitches, often before the exam time expired.
There was no network. They said that we should come back by 2.
We should come back by 2?
But then they later said that we should reprint our distance script and come back tomorrow by 6. I already started writing my exam. It's remaining like 4 questions and the system shut down.
I was like that. I got 200. They just leave it like that. I don't want to rewrite it again. What is this? 2 o'clock. What's the time? I'm coming from Ahaji. Where will I even write my exam and go back?
Parents who spoke to TVC News described the experience as not only disheartening, but also financially and emotionally draining. They urged the examination body to show more empathy and accountability rather than compounding the stress of already anxious candidates.
Look at, since morning we've been here, 6 o'clock they are just writing. They've not finished writing. Then center 2, they have asked them to go till tomorrow, 6 o'clock.
It's not about if the JAMB decide to rewrite the exam, but what I'm seeing today, there's no progress.
The system is not working. I don't think JAMB have the capacity to conduct this exam. I don't think so. Imagine me leaving my work, taking my daughter here, staying here from 6:30 till now. Upon that, I still have to come back tomorrow again.
Despite several attempts by TVC News, the director of JAMB in Imo State declined to speak on camera regarding the situation.
I'm not writing again after today. And I go refund me my money.
The UTME remains a pivotal gateway for students seeking admission into tertiary institutions across Nigeria. Any technical failure or irregularity in its conduct risk derailing the academic aspirations of thousands of young Nigerians. Prince Uba, TVC News, Owerri.
Of more on this development, educationist, guidance counselor, public commentator and author Mrs. Uma Olebara joins me on the news. First off, thank you so much for joining us on the news at 7. To start with, I just want to get first your reaction, general assessment of JAMB's admissions, that there were errors in some 2025 UTME results. First off.
Yeah, the mass failure of our students in the just concluded JAMB exams shows the level of decay that has befallen our educational system. It should be a matter of concern to all, because if something serious is not done to ameliorate this challenge, it's going to be very calamitous for everybody. Look at what not even the students alone are. Look at the decay. Go to our private schools. You will be shocked at the level of decay. Our public schools right now is burning. To the blind will see it, the deaf, even the unborn child will see the level of decay in our educational system. The students have their own share of the blame. The parents have their share. The teachers have their own blame. Government also has its own share of the blame.
I would like us to put this into context. You know, we're referring to the admission of JAMB for the technical error as it pertains to the UTME results for this year. And so when you talk about decay in the education sector, are you speaking generally when you say the students are also to blame, or you are referring to the technical glitches that JAMB had admitted to?
Okay. Let me concentrate on the JAM, the technical glitches. Look at what our students are passing through, the excruciating pains, the emotional trauma. And we are now, the JAM is telling of, the JAM registrar is saying that it's technical glitch. Some of these students have been involved in so many, some were kidnapped on the way. Look at the timing of the exams by 6:30. How many students will be able to meet up with the center? How many of them will arrive at the center by 6:30? How many of these centers have the electricity, the poor electricity in this country? How many of them will be able to sit under a conducive environment? What of the computer and all those requirements that they're supposed to use for the exams? How many of them in our schools, how many of them have this computer for the exams?
So are you saying that there should be a review? Are you saying that there should be a review of the mode of examination?
There should be a total overhaul.
And what would you suggest? And what would you suggest as an educationist, particularly as it pertains to how they should conduct examinations into tertiary institutions?
The old system, because we have been used to that old system of answering questions, giving them questions to answer. Because this computer-based system is better, is good, but are we prepared to face the challenges? Are the students prepared? Are they being taught? How many teachers in these public schools will take care of these students? You see, the working condition of a teacher is the learning condition of the child. The teacher is not motivated, they are not reinforced to handle these challenges. And that's why we are having this mass failure. And the Minister of Education was there telling us that it is a system that is working up for the glitches that is working right now to take care of the challenges in the education, in the malpractices that takes place in the school, JAM and others. But it's not. The whipping of the VC is not, will it bring back those that have lost their lives? Some committed suicide because they could not face the shame, even though suicide is not an option. There is no justification for one to take a life he never created. And we expect the VC to have resigned in the Senate lives. That's what he's supposed to do. Even the Minister of Education, because they are not living up to it. Everything is politicized in this country. We need to, how many percent of UNESCO's budget for education are we handling in this country? UNESCO prescribed 26%, but here we are with 7%, 10%, 12%. Is that the way to reform our educational system? We need total overhaul so that things will start working in this country. Things are not working the way they're supposed to work. Government is toying with the education and glorious destinies of our children. They should rise up and ensure that all these lapses are being taken care of, so that our children will be in a very conducive environment to read and write. They will be in a very conducive environment to take care of their educational needs. But here we are. We are here now, not living up to expectation. Our children are frustrated all over because things are not working the way they're supposed to work. We need to rise up to the challenge.
Educationist, Guardians, Councillor, Public Commentator, Dr. Olebara, thank you so much for talking to us.